said, I'm going to applaud. Very challenging. I want to thank you all for being here today. It's a very special day, obviously, for the whole family. And having so many friends and relations here say goodbye to Alice is testimony to the quiet, loving, caring impact she had on all of our lives. Alice was born in Flushing, New York, on April 16, 1930. She was born at home, as were her 5 sisters and 1 brother. She was named after the delivering physician, who was Alice Eder. Getting married made her name easier to spell. She went from M-U-T-S-C-H-L-A-R to M-O-L. All of Alice's siblings are gone, except for her sister, Amelia. Amelia lives in Upland, California, and there is no one in this world who knows Alice who wanted to be here more this morning than Mia. But being very hale and hearty, 96 years old, does slow down the ability for one to purchase airline tickets. So we're doing what we can between letters, Skype, and photographs to bring this occasion to Mia. My folks had a grocery store in Flushing. I was 16 and worked in the store. Next door was a pharmacy, and Alice started her love for medication by getting a job in the pharmacy. She was 17. I was having a little problem with high school Spanish. Alice was doing great, both in French and Spanish, and offered to help me. It was one of her very few failures because I flunked Spanish. We were married June 30th, 1951. I was drafted into the Army January 52, and while most of the soldiers were sent to Korea, I was fortunate in being sent to Germany, where I was able to take Alice along. We visited my relatives in North Germany and her relatives in South Germany. We made great friends every place, and made the time in the service a wonderful experience. We came home, I went to school and joined IBM. Alice went to medical school, and I need a handkerchief.
Is that it?
Along life's way, on May 2nd, 1957, Alice presented me with a wonderful present, our daughter, Christina. And on August 21st, 1960, our wonderful son, Peter. And the grandchildren they brought into her life. Chris and Brian's Drew and Ben, and Peter and Amy's Henry, and the twins, Nina and Paula. Let me backtrack for just a moment. While working in the pharmacy year, earlier, Alice found time to babysit for our close friends that so many of you know, Peggy and Bob Wood, and their daughter Carolyn and son, who has joined us here today, Robin. Peggy and Bob were early guests at Wanagisha, fell in love with Lake Wanabay Cook so much they bought property here and on the lake and built a great camp. It was about 1972, while visiting Peggy and Bob, Alice and I discovered that Wally Cook's camp was for sale. We jumped in and bought it, and that was our entry into the way life should be in the state of Maine. That camp produced so many wonderful memories. With May, John, and Maureen Strassenreiter, the Robbins, the Walkers, with the Gelnockers, the Wrights, the Berries, the DeGraffs, Herb Hannon, and our special Belfast friends, Faye and Fran Wall, and among many, many others, I got to know Alice and the one person she was. Friends are aware that Alice's life was so shattered by devastating sickness, rheumatic fever that put her in bed and home for 3 months when she was a teenager. It left her with a lifelong mitral valve heart condition. Multiple sclerosis had a continuing diminishing effect on the last 30 years of her life, yet none of these things could affect gratitude, kill a friend, or the ease of a smile on her face. I can't stop mentioning names without mentioning 2 of those people. with very close friends and neighbors, Nick and Sally Smirnoff. Two people who knew and loved Alice as only two friends can. When putting this material together, I thought of so many things that showed how important knowing and loving Alice was to so many people. She was warm, she was friendly, she became a part of the lives of others by simply showing interest in joy. Some guys strike gold, in feet, some in the lottery. I acted them all by finding Alice much. I have a lot of people to thank for today, primarily the pastor. It's just been so helpful. He's new here, he has so many things to do, and he still found time to help us. Amy Robbins, Wilson, who you'll sing in just a few minutes, lovely voice. Elsa Chapin and her lovely piano accompaniment. Chris and Peter. Brian and Amy, I can't thank them enough. They've done so much, worked so hard, and not only here, but back at the camp to get things done. And to thank one very special person who played a large role in our lives at critical time. Alice was very lucky to have a doctor whose care didn't stop at the office, but also provided tremendous support in our home during Alice's final days. She's here today. We will never forget the help and kindness of Elizabeth Cass. Thank you, Dr. Cass. I want to close with these words of condolence. Dear George, please accept our deepest sympathy on the loss of your beloved Alice. We were all so saddened for you and your family. Being together with them this summer and sharing many loving memories of her will be so comforting. Alice was an amazing woman, brilliant, informed, and witty. She maximized life with unrelenting strength and courage. Our little corner at the lake has lost a certain sparkle. We will greatly miss our joyful times with her. Looking